Miles Simpson, thank you very much for being here. You're a professional kickboxer, a professional MMA fighter. I've seen you compete at the highest level everywhere in the world. Now you're coming here at SENSHI, so we are very happy to have you here. First of all, let me ask you, I saw that you fought in MMA 2 months ago, even less than that, and now kickboxing and a Grand Prix.
Right,
How is that
right, right,
possible?
right, right. Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to join you in this live call. It's a pleasure to compete in Senshi, and it's a pleasure to show my skills now again in kickboxing. Yeah, so basically 2 months ago, I had an MMA fight. Unfortunately, didn't go my way, but that doesn't stop me to compete in kickboxing. As you say, I'm a well-rounded fighter. I fought everywhere in the world, and I believe I have the skills and experience to win this tournament.
What is very interesting is you have fought in kickboxing. I believe you have probably 80 fights, professional fights. If
Right,
that is,
right,
so you've got about 80 fights in
right,
kickboxing. Then you fought
right,
in MMA. So,
right.
how has your game changed in kickboxing now that you have also fought with the small gloves?
Well, obviously in MMA it's a different type of striking. But I never stopped kickboxing. You know, in the gym it's also part of MMA. So basically, the shot selection, the volume is a little bit different, but that doesn't stop me for revert back to original kickboxing. As you said, I have over 80 fights, 100 with amateur bouts. So I'm well aware that there is a difference with MMA striking and kickboxing striking, but that really doesn't phase me at all. You know, like the Dutch saying, you don't unlearn bicycling.
Yeah, of course, yes. Once you learn how to cycle, you will not unlearn it.
Right,
But
right,
how
right,
has
right.
your, my question is more, how has your perspective changed on kickboxing now that you have fought in MMA? Do you, for example, use your guard less? Do you maybe move your head more? Have you changed?
Right, right, right. Right, right, right. So before MMA, I did ECE also with a small glove. That was purely abdominal striking. So I would definitely wouldn't use the high guard as much as in kickboxing because it's small glove. They can go through the guard, and I would have a lower stance also in MMA because for the shoots and takedowns, and well like more moving, more single shot selection than like a total volume of punches and kicks.
Yeah. And now you're coming here to Bulgaria on the 11th of July,
Right,
and
right.
you're hoping for three fights that night because the winner needs to fight three times. Tell me, how do you prepare physically and mentally for not one but three fights in one night?
Well, start first with I'm not hoping, I'm going to. And I have a lot of experience also with kickboxing tournaments. I won a couple tournaments. There's one tournament that I got my world title from, and that was Slam Muay Thai World Championship a couple years ago. So I'm familiar with the tournament system. So there's one golden rule for me. It's like I have to win the first fight, and it means like I'm not gonna hold back because I'm might gonna have injuries going into the second fight. So my pure focus on my first fight, and after that we will see. But I definitely am confident enough that mentally and physically I'm always like ready to go multiple rounds and going through multiple fights in one night.
And what will you be doing between the fights? And I'm asking you that because once you have fought, you know yourself, you have competed in tournaments, you have won tournaments, you have that
Right,
adrenaline rush, but then the
right.
fight ends and then you have an adrenaline drop. So, how will you stay focused, having in mind that you will have that adrenaline drop?
Well, same as I will do in my my last tournaments. It's like just relax, and then before the second fight, like get that feeling back, get warm again, and also like, hey, do I have too many? Do I have injuries or do I have to take care of them? Just basically on that and the experience, I will manage.
Okay. And as a person who has fought 80 professional fights, more than 100 fights when you include the amateur fights,
Right.
do you still have that pressure before the fight? Do you have those nerves?
Yeah, I do have nerves. I do feel like I do always feel like I have something to prove, just for myself, and I enjoy the fight game. And always like fighting a new opponent or another opponent, it always gives me like, okay, I have to win this opponent, I have to like be there hyping myself up, to win. So there's always good nerve, and that's always what keeps me like motivated and disciplined, because I know there is danger, but I also know I am the danger.
And the moment you step in the ring and you see your opponent in the opposite corner and you're about to fight, what goes through your mind at that time?
As you can see, I'm already smiling because then it's go time. That's when the hard work pays off. That's why I can show you why I am who I am, and uh, I think you know as well. Look, I'm the Punisher, so that's what I'm come there to do. To punish.
And that's your nickname, the Pure Punisher. Now, I understand the Punisher, but why the Pure Punisher?
Because yeah, it just connected. Pure. Because I always like what I say and what I do. It comes from a pure heart. So, and I also punish, I let my actions speak. So I was like, why not connect the two things together? And it rhymes perfectly well, like pure punisher, always PP. So pure punisher,
And how does the Pure Punisher celebrate a victory?
like this.
What do you mean?
Okay,
How do you?
so
Oh, you
so
mean? Oh,
this is
yeah.
like, yeah. So this is like, like strength from within, and going to show that from the outside to everyone else. But mostly, I'm a humble, victorious guy. I don't really boast too much about my victories, but what I say, yeah, I would be happy. I am happy when I win. So I really have like a humble victory.
Okay, and what is very interesting is, so you win a fight, you're humble in your victory, you show respect for your opponent,
Right,
but
right.
how do you go back to normal life, having in mind that you fought in a ring or in a cage, you got the victory, and it's full of emotion? How do you go back to normal life? How do you go back to the normal reality?
Well, I think also, I got in the sport at a very young age, so it was already a part of my life. But I really know how to distinguish well what is in the ring and what's outside of the ring. And just being me. There's a Dutch saying, if you act normal, you're already crazy enough. So I'm always like, yeah, acting normal. So that's maybe I'm crazy enough, like the Dutch saying.
Okay, and now an important question. You will be competing at SENSHI
Yes,
very, very soon, July the 11th.
right,
And
right,
obviously,
right,
3 fights in one night. What can we expect?
right,
Because that's a question which everybody will probably ask you. What can we expect from you on
right, right,
July the
right.
11th?
A very dangerous Miles Simpson coming for it all. I'll bring fireworks like I always do, but I feel like I got something to prove for myself and the world, and I will showcase that on fight night on SENSHI 32 in a Grand Prix. And I won't take less than the belt. I will become the tournament champion, and I will prove it for me, myself, and my whole family and the team that supports me.
And what keeps you going? That's another thing which I'm curious about. Because you've been competing for so many years. You have proven yourself all over the world, but still you wanna get out there, wanna fight. What keeps you going? Where does that motivation come from?
Well, the motivation comes from within, and I also believe like it's not only about fighting, but it's also a part of my life. It's the martial arts life. I always like distinguish myself as a martial artist. Besides giving the nickname the Punisher, and yeah, it keeps me going. It keeps me like painting my art on life canvas, and yeah, it's part of my life, and I'm a martial artist, and this is what I love to do. And you also know, like, if you love to do something, you will do it your whole life. So that's what I'm basically here, on this planet Earth, to do what I love and going for it all.
Okay. What I would like to also ask you, if you can still hear me, I hope you can hear me well. Yeah.
Right,
Um.
I hear you well.
Yes. Okay. So you always want to prove yourself. What do you think is the mentality that a fighter needs to compete at the highest level. So, what kind of human being do you need to be between the years to be at that level?
I think the number one thing is to have heart above all, and never giving up. Life throws a lot of things at you during life. So, but it's always like never giving up. You and me also know the movie Rocky. This is the definition of never giving up, listening to your heart, and I think that's the mentality a fighter, a world champion should have, right?
Yeah.
Because we mostly judge people when they win, but when they lose, then we'll see who is the fighter, who is the mind behind the fight. And I think there's those things like never giving up and having heart is one of the greatest thing to have as a fighter and a champion.
Okay. Okay. And one last question for you: if Miles Simpson from today
Right,
were to speak with Miles before all the kickboxing fights, before all the MMA fights, before all these things,
right.
what advice would you give to him?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would say, I think I always say like never give up and stay the course. Stay the course of the martial arts life.
Okay. So stick to the journey, follow the same path. Miles, I
Right,
truly appreciate the time.
right.
I wish you all the best at the upcoming SENSHI event and good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank
Theodore,
you.
thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone from Senshi. And I hope to see you there. And, let's get it, man. Let's get it. I'm excited. Super excited.
Oos, thank you very much. You will see me there, SENSHI
Oos,
32, which will take
oos,
place on July the 11th. So everybody is welcome. Thank you, Miles.
oos. Thank you.
Oos,
Thank you, Theodore. Take
thank
care.
you.
Oos.
Thank you.